So I think the longest to write was actually All Bite, because that was actually a song we were kind of I'm gonna be honest, that was like my least favorite at first when we were like first like hashing things out in the studio. I was like, man, like I really like I don't know if I'm like vibing with this one. It was just like so like off kilter from the other shit that we had going on, and I was just like it was like cool, but I was just like I don't know, I just couldn't get into the vibe of it. And it was like actually the last song I actually wrote lyrically, but ended up I guess that was like the hardest because we went through a lot of changes with it, like from what that song is now to what it started with. Went through a lot of just like restructuring, like writing new parts, just like almost a whole new song, because it was just kind of I think one of the only parts we really kept was the breakdown, because Brian, when he wrote that shit, he was like very like adamant. He was like, no, this is like the breakdown I want. So like we kind of structured things around that. So that would say that was like the hardest and longest song. I think my favorite, I would probably say Dark Paradise. Like, not sure why. There's just something, or actually, no, Day by Day. Definitely Day by Day, I will say for sure. Just, I think a big part of it is that I'm a big fan of like volumes personally. And so, like, I feel like a lot of that kind of has like an ethereal, genty vibe in there while keeping it still like pop punk and like Belmont. So, like, I feel like I was able to kind of like branch out a little more, especially like the chorus, like get some more screams in there and try like different things that I couldn't try in other songs. So that was, I think that's one of my favorite for sure.
Gotcha. So for All Bite, start to finish, how long did it take?
I mean, the recording process the whole time we were down there, I think it was like 6 weeks. So I would say probably like 5, 6 weeks. I mean, not to write like say like fully write it, but like to actually like start from like like a baseline song to finish like recording was probably about like 5 weeks.
Okay, and were you the only person in the studio who was like, guys, I don't know about this track, or was it kind of just like everyone trying to push through?
It was definitely mainly me, because like that was we work with Andrew Wade, and he's definitely a big guy on like pushing vocals and like just producing that kind of stuff. So like he's definitely big on like if you're not feeling the vibe, like we're just gonna like we just worked on everything else until like it was like we just kept like chipping away at it, like do you fuck with this now, do you fuck with this now, and then it's like there's certain parts where like too where like I would like something, but then like Brian or Jason would be like, nah, I don't like that now. So like it was like it's like a puzzle piece finding like so everybody's like happy, but there's also going to be a certain point where like you're not gonna maybe 100% be down with every single thing on board, but you just gotta you get what you get, so you got to give in the other areas too.
Yeah. Okay, so what was like the difference between kind of what it started out as versus what it ended up as? Like, because you said it was like, I mean, it is different compared to the rest of the album, but like, what was kind of the shift that made you say, okay, now I can get on board with this?
Honestly, I think a big part of it was the chorus, because the chorus was definitely a lot more I feel like butt rocky, and it was just kind of like I don't know, it just didn't like there's just something about it that didn't like fit right with me. And like and a big part of what we did too, and this is kind of something what I was just talking about, like the split part. So a big part of it too is like the second chorus is in halftime with drums, and the first chorus is like more of a straight like rocky kind of beat. And I was big for like I wanted the straight rocky beat. Brian wanted the halftime thing, and that was like a big, for some reason I don't know, the chorus just with that halftime thing just didn't work for me. But then we ended up splitting where, like I said, first chorus is this way, second chorus is that way. We both got what we wanted, and I think it works really well for the song as well. So there's kind of like okay, we can both like come together here and find something that makes us both happy.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Oh yeah, I just think it's funny that it started out as your least favorite in the studio and wound up being one of the singles for the album rollout. So it really evolved.
I feel like that's honestly like that shit kind of happens a lot, low key. Something you think you're gonna like hate ends up becoming like your most favorite at the end.
Yeah, it's also like, at least to me, a bigger moment in the record, because it's got that perfect transition from Dark Paradise into All Bite. So I like that song.
Hell yeah, man. Thank you. I appreciate it.